Hey, and welcome back to Wild Mythology, the channel where we unravel the mysteries of myth, folklore, and legends. As always, I welcome you to the channel with bread and salt, as a symbol of our journey we are about to commence. For today's video, I'm going to list 20 amazing mythical creatures from Australian mythology. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe right now so you can stay updated on our future videos. All right, enough talk. Let's get to the mythical creatures and monsters of Australia here on Wild Mythology. Number 1, the Burrunjor, or the Burrunjor. The Burrunjor, a reptilian creature shrouded in mystery and speculation, is said to roam the vast outback of Australia, installing fear with its nocturnal presence and insatiable appetite for livestock, kangaroos, and camels. The Aboriginals, custodians of ancient wisdom, possess cave paintings depicting this elusive being. These artworks portray the Burrunjor as a bipedal creature with 3 distinct toes, small arms, and a carnivorous mouth. Legend has it that if the footprints of a Burrunjor are ever discovered, the Aboriginals promptly vacate the area for a designated period. Across the expansive outback, numerous accounts of Burrunjor footprints have been documented. Photographs and casts of these tracks reveal a consistent pattern. Additionally, chilling reports have surfaced describing instances of cows found gruesomely severed in half, seemingly by massive jaws. While the existence of a dinosaur akin to the mighty T-Rex in contemporary times raises skepticism, the remarkable consistency in reports surrounding the Burrunjor distinguishes it from many other cryptids. This leads us to the possibility of an ancient creature resembling a dinosaur, secretly dwelling within the Australian outback, evading human detection and defying the boundaries of what we believe to be possible in the modern era. Number 2, the Bunyip. The Bunyip is one of the most famous and legendary creatures in Australian mythology. This bewildering beast is said to be amphibious and inhabit the vast and remote waterways of the Australian continent, lurking in swamps, creeks, billabongs, rivers, and lakes. Descriptions of the Bunyip vary across different Aboriginal cultures, but common elements persist, painting a vivid and intriguing portrait of this mysterious creature. The Bunyip is often depicted as a fearsome chimera of different animals, reflecting the rich diversity of Australia's wildlife. It possesses traits reminiscent of reptiles, mammals, and birds, resulting in a creature that defies categorization. The Bunyip is typically described as a seal-like or dog-like creature, having a large, bulky body with dark, matted fur, or scales. It's also said to have powerful limbs or flippers, and sharp claws or talons. Its head is often portrayed as either resembling that of a crocodile, a dog, or a bird, with gleaming eyes that pierce through the shadows. Some accounts even speak of tusks or long fangs jutting from its powerful jaws. One of the most striking features attributed to the Bunyip is its haunting call. The creature is said to emit a deep, resonating bellow or a chilly cry that echoes across the waterways of its domain, sending shivers down the spines of those who hear it. The mere sound of the Bunyip's call is believed to carry an air of foreboding, serving as a warning to those who venture too close to its territory. Legends surrounding of the Bunyip often speak of its insatiable hunger and its propensity for preying on unsuspecting animals or even humans that stray too near the water's edge. Some tales depict the Bunyip as a malevolent and vengeful entity, while others portray it as a guardian spirit or a spiritual being associated with the land and water. In Aboriginal cultures, the Bunyip has served as a cautionary figure, reminding people to approach the natural world with respect and caution. The origins of the Bunyip remain steeped in mystery. Some believe it to be a creature deeply rooted in Aboriginal oral traditions, passed down through generations as a way to explain the unknown and instill respect for the land. Others speculate that sightings of real animals, such as seals, large water birds, or even extinct marsupials, may have contributed to the myth of the Bunyip. Number 3. The Drop Bears. In the vast and diverse landscape of Australian mythology, there is one creature above all others that stands out for its fearsome reputation and ability to strike fear into the hearts of foreigners: the drop bear. As an infamous legend, the drop bear has become an important part of Australian folklore, captivating imaginations and adding a touch of danger to the country's natural wonders. According to popular belief, the drop bear is a predatory marsupial that resides in the dense forests and treetops of Australia. What makes the drop bear so menacing is its habit for launching surprise attacks on unsuspecting prey from above. These elusive creatures are said to lurk in the branches of trees, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. When an unsuspecting victim passes beneath, the drop bear pounces, descending swiftly and silently, landing with a thunderous thud and utilizing its sharp teeth and claws to subdue its prey. Descriptions of the drop bear vary, but it's often depicted as a large, more aggressive cousin of the koala. It's said to have shaggy fur, powerful limbs, and a ferocious attitude, with razor-sharp claws and teeth designed for tearing into its victims. Some accounts claim that the drop bear has developed a muscular neck and strong jaw to deliver bone-crushing bites. The tales surrounding the drop bear have grown over time, leading to a range of strategies and precautions advised to avoid becoming their victim. Locals often warn visitors to wear hats or helmets to protect themselves from a surprise attack. It is believed that drop bears are particularly attracted to individuals who exude a strong scent of shampoo or toothpaste, and as a result, many suggest applying a generous amount of Vegemite or other strong-smelling substances as a deterrent. Eventually, though, visitors learn that the drop bear is primarily a product of Australian humor and storytelling designed to scare and prank foreigners. Although, the next time you're in Australia, you should probably keep an eye above you. Number 4. The Rainbow Serpent. The Rainbow Serpent holds an esteemed position in the rich tapestry of Australian mythology, revered as a deity of creation and water by the Aboriginal peoples. According to the ancient lore of the Dreamtime, the Rainbow Serpent played a pivotal role in shaping lands, molding rivers, mountains, and valleys as it gracefully slithered across the vast landscape. Its domain over water is absolute, possessing the power to prevent water holes from drying up, and to summon rain at will, while also capable of unleashing devastating floods and storms when provoked. Depictions of the Rainbow Serpent vary among the diverse Aboriginal cultures, yet a common portrayal presents it as a magnificent snake-like creature of monumental proportions. Its colossal form is adorned with vibrant and brilliant scales that shimmer with a multitude of colors, evoking the ethereal beauty of a moving rainbow. Interestingly, it is believed that a rainbow in the sky signifies the Rainbow Serpent's graceful movement from one body of water to another. Throughout various Aboriginal cultures, the Rainbow Serpent is known by different names, such as the Wadjal, Yingarna, Wannabe, and many others. The diverse range of names and stories surrounding the Rainbow Serpent has led to speculation that it may not be a singular entity, but rather a collective representation of numerous serpent beings. This notion is supported by the abundant regional variations in mythology and oral traditions among Aboriginal communities. One of the most renowned stories involving the Rainbow Serpent centers around the tale of the two Wawalag or Wagalog sisters. According to the story, as the sisters journeyed, the elder sibling, heavily pregnant, required a pause in their travels. It was during this pause that she gave birth to her child. Afterwards, seeking rest, she ventured into a river to bathe, unaware that the scent of afterbirth blood would rouse the slumbering Rainbow Serpent dwelling within the waters. Enraged by the disturbance, the Rainbow Serpent stirred, conjuring a tempestuous storm and emerging from its watery home. Startled by the sight of the colossal serpent emerging from its waterhole, the sisters initiated sacred songs, their harmonies an earnest plea to repel the serpent's advance. Engaged in a tireless dance and song, the sisters continued their melodious defense until the storm began to subside. Exhausted, they sought refuge in a nearby hut, where they succumbed to sleep. However, the cunning serpent had only pretended to disappear, and as the sisters slept, the snake snuck into the dwelling and devoured both sisters and the infant. This tale holds profound significance within Aboriginal culture, as it's connected and intertwined with sacred laws, as well as being deeply embedded in 3 revered ceremonies. Number 5. The Yara-ma-yha-who. The Yara-ma-yha-who is one of the most curious creatures in Australian mythology. It is described as a short red-skinned frog-like man with a large head. Its hands and feet are said to have suckers for fingers and toes, and it is said to have a big mouth with no teeth. According to legend, the Yara-ma-yha-who is said to live in fig trees, where it sits and waits for wary travelers to rest under its tree. When the frog-like creature is ready, it drops down on top of its victim, using its suckers to drain the traveler's blood. Once that knocks them out, the Yara-ma-yha-who swallows its victim whole and then goes to find water to drink. After the Yara-ma-yha-who takes a nap, the creature will regurgitate the horrified victim, who is still alive. While alive, the victim will find that they are shorter than before they were swallowed, and that their skin has begun to tint red. Legend says that if this happens too many times to a person, then they themselves will turn into a Yara-ma-yha-who. If someone believes that they are about to be hunted by the creature, the best way to avoid a Yara-ma-yha-who is to pretend to play dead until nightfall. The frog-like creature is only active during the day and will only attack the living. Number 6. The Papinijuwari. In the legends of the Tiwi people, the Papinijuwari are one-eyed giants dwelling at the edge of the world where the sky ends. These extraordinary beings command attention, for when a shooting star streaks across the sky, it is believed to be a Papinijuwari traversing the heavens with a burning fire stick clutched in one hand and a formidable fighting club in the other. According to the ancient legends, Papinijuwaris possess a dark and unsettling appetite. They are said to feast upon the bodies of the deceased and quench their thirst with the blood of the sick. Equipped with an acute sense of smell, they possess the ability to track down those who are ill. Once their prey is located, these mystical giants can turn invisible, silently extracting the lifeblood from their victims without leaving a trace of a wound. As a Papinijuwari drains the life force of the afflicted, the victim loses their strength, leaving them vulnerable and weakened. Once the sick victim has barely any strength, the Papinijuwari shrinks until it's capable of entering the body through the unsuspecting victim's mouth. From within, they consume the remaining reserves of blood, further draining the vitality and sealing the victim's fate. While this act might paint the Papinijuwaris as bloodthirsty creatures, they could potentially be performing mercy killings, giving peace to humans who are suffering and won't be able to heal from their illness. Number 7. The Garkain. In the depths of Australian Aboriginal mythology, a fearsome creature known as the Garkain lurks amidst the dense jungles that line the Liverpool River in the Northern Territory of Australia. As the tales go, the Garkain possesses a chilling and disturbing nature. With leather-like wings spread wide, it swoops down from the towering trees, engulfing anyone intruding on their territory. When the Garkain captures its victim, it enshrouds them with its huge wings, forcing the victim into complete darkness. The air then thickens with an oppressive stench, suffocating the unfortunate victim while the Garkain revels in its gruesome feast. The Garkain's appetite knows no bounds, consuming the flesh of its prey with an insatiable hunger. Once its ravenous feast concludes, the remnants of the victim's soul or spirit are left to roam the vast expanse of the jungle, forever searching for a way to move on. Number 8. The Bobbi-Bobbi. Bobbi-Bobbi is an ancestral snake deeply rooted in the legends of the Bingbinga Aboriginals from northern Australia. According to their lore, during the Dreamtime, Bobbi-Bobbi resided in the heavens and held a benevolent disposition towards humans. During that era, humans relied solely on water for their survival, facing difficulties in procuring sustenance. In their time of need, the Great Serpent bestowed a gift upon them, bats, which they could catch and consume. However, the humans faced a challenge in capturing the flying foxes. Witnessing their struggle, the compassionate Bobbi-Bobbi took action. He plucked out one of his own ribs and presented it to the humans. They discovered that by hurling the rib into the sky, it would strike the bats and return to their hands, thus becoming the first to boomerang. This extraordinary creation brought great joy to the humans, as they could now employ the boomerang rib whenever hunger struck. Time passed, and a group of humans driven by curiosity and an insatiable desire for more yearned to glimpse the heavens. Crafting an excuse that they wished to express gratitude to Bobbi-Bobbi, they threw the mighty boomerang upward, creating a hole in the sky. Suddenly, the celestial realm was unveiled before them. The sheer audacity of this act left Bobbi-Bobbi stunned, rendering him unable to intervene in time and prevent the boomerang's swift return. Tragically, the returning boomerang, propelled by excessive speed, tore through the group of humans, resulting in their ultimate demise, and thus this group became the first humans ever to perish. Overwhelmed with grief, anger, and dismay, Bobbi-Bobbi retreated into sadness and detachment, vowing never to aid humankind ever again. Number 9. The Mimi Spirits. These fairy-like creatures are characterized by their slender and elongated forms, so delicate that they appear as if a gust of wind could easily shatter them. To safeguard themselves, they often seek refuge within the crevices of rocks, or adopt a human guise. According to the age-old tales, it was the Mimi spirits who graced the land with the first strokes of rock paintings long before the arrival of the Aboriginals. As the Aboriginal people ventured onto the continent, the Mimis took on the role of teachers, imparting their wisdom and skills. They bestowed upon their human counterparts the art of painting, guiding them in the intricate strokes that adorn the sacred rocks. Moreover, the Mimi spirits enlightened the Aboriginal people on the ways of hunting and the culinary arts, revealing the secrets of preparing kangaroo meat. Though mischievous in nature, the Mimi spirits typically bear no ill intent towards humans, rendering them harmless beings of mischief and whimsy. Although, that doesn't mean they won't retaliate if endangered. Number 10. The Muldjewangk. In the depths of the Murray River, aquatic entities known as the Muldjewangk find their dwelling, concealed beneath clusters of seaweed. These colossal and grotesque mermaid-like creatures derive pleasure from lurking in the shadows, their intentions sinister as they prey upon unsuspecting humans. With a fearsome appearance that sends shivers down the spine, they revel in the ability to unleash chaos upon the tranquil waters. Their nefarious methods include capsizing boats and snatching individuals from the riverbanks, plunging them into an abyss of terror. Beyond their terrifying visage, the Muldjewangk possess a potent ability to curse those who dare to end their existence. One of the most famous legends involves a chilling tale of a Muldjewangk assaulting a steamboat owned by a European settler. The captain, upon witnessing the creature's hand grasping the vessel's hull, instinctively reached for his firearm. despite the impassioned pleas of Aboriginal elders on board, cautioning against the dire consequences of such an action. The captain remained impervious to their warnings. Unyielding, he fired upon the Muldjewangk, bringing about its demise. As foretold by the wise elders, the captain's fateful choice ushered in a swift and devastating retribution. He soon found his body covered in weeping red blisters, leaving him in never-ending pain. The captain's suffering stretched across 6 agonizing months until he finally died, a lingering testament to the consequence of his ill-fated encounter with the Muldjewangk. Number 11. The Nargun. Deep within the enchanting realm of the Mitchell River National Park resides a fearsome entity known as the Nargun. Half human, half stone, this formidable creature finds his home in the Den of Nargun, a mystical cavern concealed beneath a rock overhang hidden by a cascading waterfall. In Aboriginal lore, the Nargun's entire body is made of solid stone, save for its hands, arms, and chest. This monstrous being lurks in the shadows, awaiting unsuspecting travelers who unknowingly tread upon its treacherous domain. With a merciless grip, the Nargun ensnares its victims, dragging them into its foreboding den and crushing them to death. Legend whispers of the Nargun's impervious nature, for any weapon wielded against its stone-sculpted form merely ricochets harmlessly off its impenetrable skin, returning with vengeance towards its wielder. Number 12. Tiddalik. Tiddalik is a frog creature whose legend originates from the Dreamtime. One day, Tiddalik awoke from a long sleep, only to find that he had an insatiable thirst for water. So Tiddalik began to drink, but his thirst was not quenched until he drank all the fresh water in Australia. This, of course, had dire consequences as animals and plants began to die. Quickly, a group of animals gathered together to discuss what to do to Tiddalik. Unfortunately, this led to a huge argument between the animals until finally the wise owl had enough. He silenced the group and told them that the flexible eel will be the key to getting back the fresh water. So the owl sent the eel to Tiddalik and had the eel make the frog laugh by bending his slippery body into many hysterical shapes. Unable to stop his laughter, the fresh water of Australia rushed out of Tiddalik's mouth. Unfortunately, that too had a consequence. A giant flood crashed over Australia, killing many until the waters replenished the empty lakes and rivers. Number 13. The Yowie. Deep within the vast and untamed wilderness of Australia, a mysterious creature known as the Yowie lurks in the shadows, captivating the imaginations of those who dare to delve into the realms of Australian folklore. The Yowie, also referred to as the Australian Bigfoot, is a legendary humanoid creature that is said to roam the dense forests, rugged mountains, and the remote outback of the continent. According to Aboriginal lore and the accounts of early European settlers, the Yowie is described as a towering and robust being, covered in shaggy hair that ranges from reddish-brown to dark black. Its stature surpasses that of an average human, standing anywhere from 6 to 12 feet tall, with broad shoulders and powerful limbs. The Yowie's face is often obscured, leaving only glimpses of glowing red eyes or a protruding brow beneath its unkempt mane. Tales of encounters with the Yowie vary, but many described its demeanor as shy, elusive, and reclusive. It is also known to possess remarkable agility and stealth, swiftly maneuvering through the wilderness without leaving a trace. The Yowie is said to emit deep guttural growls or eerie howls that reverberate throughout the night, striking fear into the hearts of those who hear them. Stories of the Yowie have been passed down through generations, with indigenous communities sharing their encounters and warnings of the creature's presence. Some believe that the Yowie is a spiritual guardian of the land, while others view it as a mysterious and elusive being that traverses the wilderness in search of solitude. While skeptics attribute Yowie sightings to misidentifying animals or elaborate hoaxes, numerous accounts have been documented over the years. Witnesses have described chilling encounters with the creature, ranging from fleeting glimpses and eerie footprints to hair-raising close encounters that leave an unforgettable mark on their psyche. Number 14, the Hawkesbury River Monster. In the depths of the murky Hawkesbury River in Australia, an elusive and captivating cryptid known as the Hawkesbury River Monster is said to reside. Described as a 35-foot reptilian aquatic dinosaur-like creature, the Hawkesbury River Monster has left an unforgettable mark on the region's folklore. Ancient rock art found within the Aboriginal sites of the area, dating back around 3,000 years, depict this monstrous entity with a long neck, a tail, and 4 flippers. These ancient depictions serve as a testament to the enduring fascination with the creature that has persisted throughout generations. As European settlers began to arrive in Australia during the 1800s, the Aboriginal people passed down cautionary tales, warning them to steer clear of the water's edge. The locals believed that the Hawkesbury River Monster had the ability to swiftly snatch unsuspecting individuals from the shore, dragging them beneath the water's surface. One of the most renowned legends surrounding the Hawkesbury River Monster dates back to the 1980s, when a fisherman embarked on a fateful journey down the river. As he peacefully navigated the waters in his small aluminum boat, a sense of foreboding crept upon him. Once tranquil surface transformed into a swirling vortex, and without warning, the monstrous entity forcefully collided with the bottom of the boat, propelling it a staggering 10 feet into the air. Luckily, the fisherman was able to get back to the shore, but only because the Hawkesbury River Monster allowed him to do so. Number 15, the hoop snake. According to the tales, the hoop snake is a unique and fascinating creature known for its peculiar ability to form its body into a perfect hoop or circle. As the legend goes, when the hoop snake spots its prey or feels threatened, it will chase after them or run away, tucking its tail into its mouth and rolling like a wheel with remarkable speed. While their venom isn't deadly, it apparently causes delusions. Legend has it that if one is ever attacked by a hoop snake, then the best way to get away from the creature is to jump through its hoop. This will confuse the creature long enough for its victim to get away. Number 16, Ipilja-ipilja. In Australian Aboriginal mythology, there exists a legendary creature known as the Ipilja-ipilja, who holds the remarkable power of creating rain and thunder. This awe-inspiring lizard is said to live alongside his wife and child in the Numarika swamp, located at the mouth of the Angoroko River. Ipilja is described as a colossal gecko, measuring to a staggering 100 feet in length. It emerges from its watery home only during the monsoon season, when its surroundings are enveloped in torrents of rain. During this time, Ipilja ventures to the edge of the swamp and indulges in consuming the surrounding grass and vast quantities of swamp water. What follows is a spectacle of natural wonder. With a mighty expulsion, Ipilja regurgitates the mixture into the sky. As it ascends, the water transforms into billowing clouds, while the grass interweaves and binds them together. The atmosphere crackles with anticipation, then, in a resounding roar that reverberates across the land, Ipilja unleashes its thunderous voice. It is in this moment that the forces of nature converge and thunderstorms are born. As the monsoon season wanes and gives way to calmer weather, Ipilja retreats back to the depths of its watery domain, awaiting the next cycle of rainfall. However, it is believed that this extraordinary creature may also make an appearance if someone dares to trespass upon its territory, demonstrating its guardianship and territorial nature. Number 17, the Kinie Ger. Kinie Ger was a malevolent entity with a sinister blend of half-human, half-quoll features. He was described as having the lower half of a man and the head of a quoll, a marsupial creature native to Australia. With his spear in hand, he roamed the land as a ruthless hunter, preying upon the innocent and striking terror into the hearts of all who crossed his path. He was known to unleash his wrath upon not only humans but also birds and animals that inhabited the bush. The bushland quivered with fear as the tales of the Kinie Ger's merciless killings echoed through the trees. However, legends speak of a decisive moment when the tables turned against this malevolent being. It is said that Kinie Ger met his ultimate fate at a waterhole, drawn by the allure of quenching his thirst. Unbeknownst to him, an alliance had formed between the wise owl and the cunning crow. As Kinie Ger bent down to drink, the owl and crow sprang into action, launching a coordinated ambush upon the monstrous creature. In a fierce battle, they overpowered Kinie Ger, striking him down with their combined might. The legend then takes a curious turn as Kinie Ger's demise unfolded. As his life force dwindled away, a remarkable transformation occurred. His once towering form shrunk and morphed, gradually into the form of a quoll. In this epic twist of fate, Kinie Ger became the father of the quoll species. Number 18. The Malingee. The Malingee are nocturnal spirits with ugly facial features, burning eyes, and stone knees. These ethereal beings typically prefer to keep their distance from humans, but if provoked or caught off guard, they unleash their lethal prowess, sparing no mercy for those who dare to cross their path. As Malingee traverse their surroundings, their knees emit a bone-chilling scrape, serving as an ominous warning for any unsuspecting human to swiftly flee the vicinity, lest they fall victims to their wrath. Number 19. Mungoon-Gali. Long ago, the Mungoon-Gali, a colossal lizard, installed terror in the hearts of the Yara-ma-yha-who people. With a ravenous appetite, it devoured its prey, infusing them with venomous toxins. However, amidst the chaos, a slithering savior emerged in the form of a giant black snake, offering a glimmer of hope to the tribe. This snake, cunning and resourceful, vowed to steal the lizard's poisonous sac, a formidable weapon that granted the lizard its deadly powers. So the black snake went to the home of Mungoon-Gali. There, the black snake negotiated an agreement with the lizard. In exchange for revealing the tribe's secret plot against the lizard, the snake requested temporary possession of the poison sac. Amused that the tribe would try to plan his demise, Mungoon-Gali agreed to the snake's words and handed over his poison sac. Seizing the moment, the black snake swallowed the poison sac and swiftly slithered away, leaving the lumbering lizard in its wake. Without his poison sac, Mungoon-Gali hid in his cave out of shame. The black snake, now in possession of the poison sac, shared droplets of the potent venom with its brethren, forever altering the course of their species. It is believed through this fateful act that snakes acquire their venomous nature. Number 20. Fisher's Ghost. In the realm of Australian folklore, there exists a haunting tale, the legend of Fisher's Ghost. This chilling story, rooted in the early colonial history of Australia, revolves around the tragic fate of a man named Frederick Fisher and his spectral return from beyond the grave. The story of Fisher's Ghost takes us back to the early 19th century in the small town of Campbelltown. Frederick Fisher, a local farmer, mysteriously disappeared one fateful night in 1826. Despite an extensive search, his whereabouts remained unknown, leaving the community bewildered and grieving. Following Frederick Fisher's mysterious disappearance, his friend and neighbor, George Worrell, stepped forward, claiming that Frederick had returned to England and had granted Worrell power of attorney over his property and general affairs. After some time, Worrell had said he had received a letter from Fisher, who wrote that he had decided to remain in England and generously was giving his farm to Worrell. Months later, a local resident named John Farley stumbled upon a shocking sight while walking near the banks of the local creek. To his horror, he encountered the apparition of Frederick Fisher, draped in tattered clothes and beckoning for Farley to follow him. Stricken with fear and disbelief, Farley hurriedly reported the eerie encounter to the authorities. Prompted by Farley's account, the authorities launched a thorough investigation into the matter. Fisher's remains were eventually discovered in a shallow grave near the creek, confirming the grim reality of his demise. Suspicion quickly fell upon George Worrell, who was arrested, tried, and found guilty of the murder of Frederick Fisher. While the murderer was found, to this very day it is said that Fisher's spirit continues to appear to witnesses, haunting the town of Campbelltown. Local residents report sightings of the ghostly figure, often near the creek where his remains were discovered. And that's a wrap for today's adventure, fellow myth seekers. We hope you enjoyed our video today on the 20 amazing creatures from Australian mythology. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. And don't forget to come back to the channel soon, because we're going to have a lot more new creature videos posted in the next few weeks. And with that, we'll see you next time here on Wild Mythology.